What's up, dudes? I just woke up from a nap. Somebody may have lost an idol or someone they respect. It's sort of like, can you separate the art and the artist? Kind of one of those things. After your awakening, this has to deal with the past messages that have been coming through. When I say it's very Walking Dead, it kind of hits the nail on the head. So I am channeling, so anything I say is part of your message. Through my awakening, I lost a lot of people that I knew and didn't know that I admired. Personally, me, I can't separate the art and the artist. There is a whole line of people that wraps around planet Earth multiple times that make wonderful, we're just processing through art, that make wonderful art that aren't complete assholes. And I'd rather celebrate those people. So I cannot separate the art and the artist. But having to radically accept who somebody is hard. I have cried a million tears over my awakening. Having to radically accept how people who I knew treated me so poorly. People that I didn't know, that I admired. Seeing actions, seeing things that I absolutely do not admire. And it changes. Like, once you lose respect for someone, it's almost impossible to get it back. So, I keep looking over here and I see, what do you want? If somebody does something offensive, and then they don't acknowledge, and it's like, is that a mistake? Is that for real? Is that a mistake? Is that for real? For example, let's talk about current events. Elon Musk doing the arm race. I've watched all over X different people's reactions. Just observed, silently observed. I saw a lot of people saying, well, he's autistic. Let me explain it. He's autistic. Yeah, no, autistic people does not mean mentally retarded. Autistic people, high functioning spectrum people, are more intelligent than the average neurotypical person. And a spectrum person knows that this is a Nazi salute. Now, it may not have always been a Nazi salute. It may have been a Roman salute. But that salute has become so tainted by the Nazis that it's vile. So it's no different if he were to say, well, I was doing a Roman salute. It's no different than saying, I'm waving a swastika. Well, before the Nazis, a swastika meant something different. No, now the swastika means Nazi. So an autistic person absolutely understands not to do that. There are places in Europe where it's illegal to do that hand gesture, out of the respect of 6 to 8 million people that got murdered. And then I watch people saying, well, if they did it, he can do it too. And they posted pictures of Harris and all sorts of Democrats with their hands up. But that's being willfully ignorant. Because every one of those screenshots of those other people were people just talking. And they caught them with their hand up. That wasn't a person doing that. Those are two different examples. One is a still shot of somebody talking with their hands, and the other one is doing a straight up, what the fuck are you doing? The whole country gasped. Then, today I've been waiting for some sort of explanation. If you do something that you didn't meant to do, or a brain fart, or a, why did I do that? That wasn't what I meant. Then the first thing somebody does is publicly cut the head off the snake of, that was a Nazi salute. And he didn't do that. He didn't address that devil right to everybody. Most people would say, I want to address the fact of the salute. I'm going to say for the record, I'm not going to count on my family, my friends, my worshipers on my social media site. I'm not going to count on everyone to clean up the big mess I made. I'm going to talk about it. I am 100% not a white supremacist. I was not doing a Nazi gesture. But he didn't do it. And it makes you wonder why. Before politics, I got really into everything Elon was doing. With space travel, with his brain work, with all his different businesses, especially with his electric vehicles. I get behind electric vehicles because my dad was in the car business. My dad, for his job, towards the end of his career, he was buying cars at auto auctions for all his friends who owned car dealerships. And if you don't know how auto auction works, is they line up a bunch of cars. All the buyers are in a enclosed space. They drive the cars through, and then they just auction them off super fast, like like just like an auction. And all the buyers and they do it really fast. And my dad, in the last years of his career, was constantly breathing in car exhaust in these enclosed spaces. And he got a terminal lung disease called idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis. Denver might mean something, Denver, Colorado. My dad would go see the best specialists for that specific disease, and that's a terminal lung disease. That means there is no cure for it, and you are going to die from And the average life expectancy is 3 to 5 years from diagnosis. So he would go to the National Jewish Hospital in Colorado. And I remember asking my dad, do you have to be Jewish to go there? He said, no, the Jewish people will help anyway. And the last year, he would go every year and see how far his disease had progressed. Because with that disease, you kind of just are chugging along, and then you do a nosedive, and then you pass. It's a huge mind fuck. One of the last years he went, my dad outlived the life expectancy by many years, which was another huge mind fuck for our whole family. And my dad, one of the last years he went, my sister and I went with my mom and my dad. A day of extensive testing. And my dad asked his doctor, do you think I got this disease from all the car exhaust I breathed in? And the doctor said, most likely. And take a break there. And that's why I get behind electric vehicles. Because my dad died too soon. He was supposed to see my children graduate from high school. So it gets really hard when someone you respect, especially during your awakening, is so careless with feelings. And then they may not own up to what they do. And it's a very Walking Dead moment where you say, not you, not you. I still get behind electric vehicles. But I don't get behind ambiguous salutes. I don't get behind not owning up to a mistake you may have made. I don't get behind manipulating footage so you look like everybody else is doing it too. Nobody did this and then that. So a lot of people today are feeling scared, question mark. Come here, boo-boo. What does all this mean? What was that? And it hasn't been addressed, which is even more scary. So if you're having a hard day today, it's okay to turn off the news. It's okay to stop consuming all the news. If you've lost people you admire or an idol or somebody like that, if somebody has treated you very, very poorly, I'm sorry. That's the thing about the awakening. You are shown the truth. Well, sometimes the truth isn't pretty. Sometimes it's beautiful. I've also laughed more than I've ever laughed in my awakening. So, as a high-functioning spectrum-y person, highly intelligent, yeah, I know not to raise my hand like that. So, the excuse that's an autistic thing, Asperger's, no, it ain't. No, it ain't. And who knows? Maybe we will hear him say something about it. But if we're going to say, well, look at those other politicians who did it too, it's all going all over X. Harris with her hand up, Clinton with her hand up, Obama with his hand up. That's manipulating the truth to excuse poor behavior. None of those people did this and then that. They were all just talking with their hands, and somebody said, I'm excusing poor behavior, so I'm going to cut it right as their hands are up. What I would like to see is Elon Musk coming forward and saying, I sincerely apologize to anybody who's Jewish. If what I did triggered some deep-seated hurt, that was not my intention at all. My intention was blah, 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 whatever it was. Rather than, look, they do it, so I do it too, but they don't do it. We'll have to see. With that said, I still get behind electric vehicles. I still want to see a rocket launch. I'm not going to let one man doing a weird thing change the things I like. My core beliefs. And who knows? Maybe we haven't heard the end of this yet. All right, well, there's your message. Peace out.